It is finally happening, guys. After very many requests, I'm going to show you how to make your very own colorful, fun-feeding sprinkles at home. These are the perfect way to add more pep and zing to your baked desserts. You can add them in batters or sprinkle them on frosting or ice cream. They're really easy to make and really delicious. Actually, surprisingly taste good. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe because we're growing this community. The Scran community is actually a really fun community to be a part of, and it would make me really happy if you actually subscribed and hit the like button. The first thing you should know about today's recipe is that I'm going to be using raw egg whites. Now, if you don't want to use raw egg whites to make sprinkles, I'm also going to be showing you how to make these sprinkles without raw egg whites. Let's begin with the ones that do have the egg whites, and this is my preferred recipe because the sprinkles actually set so much kind of harder and it makes working with them easier and they're less brittle. So we're going to just separate our egg whites into a clean bowl, and then you want to set that aside. To a large mixing bowl, we're going to be adding some powdered sugar to a sieve and just sifting that. It's going to help make sure that everything combines really well. Then you want to add some light corn syrup. You want to add your egg white and a little bit of vanilla extract. I'm going to be using my electric hand mixer on low speed to mix this until everything is combined. Then you want to scrape down your bowl, and you can see the texture of that. It's quite thick for our piping bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to be adding a little bit more powdered sugar just to help stabilize it, and then we're going to add a little bit of water to thin it out. Now with the water, it'll depend on your own mixture how much you want to add. I ended up using 2.5 teaspoons of water. You might use a little bit more, you might use a little bit less when you make it. It's really all about adding it a little bit at a time, mixing and seeing if it's the right consistency. Now I'm going to be making some white sprinkles, so I'm going to set some of that mixture aside, and with the rest we're going to be coloring it using food gels. You want to mix all of those colors, and the great thing is, guys, you can use any color you like to get any colored sprinkle. Add that to a piping bag, and we're just going to snip the end off. Then I'm going to pipe this in straight lines on a baking tray lined with baking paper. Once you've done that, you're just going to let it rest for about 24 hours. It's going to harden, and then you can chop it up using a bench scraper. If you want to make your sprinkles without egg whites, it's basically the same technique, but instead of adding the egg white, you're just going to replace it with water, and this is all the water you're going to be using in this particular recipe. Again, you want to let these set for 24 hours. Now, just a note, guys, I found when I made this particular recipe that the sprinkles actually went a little bit spotty, but that's just the way this recipe is. I think with the egg white, the egg white helps it harden a lot better. These will still come out like sprinkles. They're not super brittle, but they're a little bit more brittle than the one with the egg white. I am so excited to hear about how you guys used your own homemade sprinkles. I am so excited for you guys to go off and try this recipe now. It's really easy, and you can make virtually any colored sprinkle you like. That's one of the really cool things about making your own sprinkles. If you'd like to grab the recipe, it's in my description box below. Also, hit the like button, subscribe as usual, and if you want to see more other awesome recipe ideas from me, I've got them up on screen right now. Click on a video and you can watch it next. Thank you so much for joining me today in my kitchen, and I'll see you all on the next episode of the Scran Line. Bye.